All right, remember you can talk to us on @CitizenTV Kenya, @Obarrows. The hashtag is Citizen Sunday Live, but we also have hashtag The Silent Warriors. They operate in absolute silence except for the occasional crack of their array of deadly weapons. Tonight, Citizen TV's O'Day Francis takes you behind the lines and onto the world of some of Kenya's best trained security units manning the nation's boundaries and stopping terror on its tracks. Here is that special feature, The Silent Warriors.
Beneath Kenya's serene landscapes and vibrant cities, a silent war rages, one fought not just with weapons, but with intelligence, vigilance, and sacrifice. January 2019, Nairobi is shaken by the Dusit 2 complex attack, 21 lives lost, dozens wounded. The nation mourned, but it also awakened. From Mandera to Wajir, Garissa to Lamu, terror attacks surged. Civilian police officers and even foreign aid workers became targets. The ripple effect reached neighboring countries, disrupting trade, displacing families, and staining regional security. But then, Kenya's fight back began with its secretive National Intelligence Service, unleashing its reply through a small, fierce, and little-known fighting units called the Special Operations Group SOG, trained to operate in high-risk zones. Only 5% of recruits graduate from the elite SOG program. Their mission? Dismantling terror cells, intercepting explosives, and protecting Kenya's borders. October 2024, SOG officers in Ijara uncovered a cache of modified gas cylinders, tools of destruction meant for innocent lives. Through intelligence-led operation, they neutralized threats before they could strike. They operate within arm's reach, ever present yet cloaked in mystery. Kenya's most elusive security agency is embedded in plain sight. They are everywhere, yet nowhere. In a rare move that breaks with the decades of tradition, Kenya's spy agency NIS has for the very first time granted access to media. Tucked away in an undiscreet location, far from public scrutiny, lies the National Intelligence Training Center. Just one among many, here, recruits, young men and women, are reshaped through gruesome instruction and intense physical conditioning.
From food, medication.
From classrooms where theory is tested, the paramilitary drills where resolve is forged, recruits are prepared for a silent war.
Hello, one.
They are the silent sentinels trained to observe, collect, and act. What starts as information quickly becomes tactical action. In an exclusive visit, Citizen TV stepped behind the restricted lines to witness the face of modern national defense.
Gunners on alert position, over. The danger area is here.
intelligence-led policing executed the NIS way under a banner of security apparatus, having evolved from the National Security Intelligence Service. And before that, the dreaded Special Branch, the NIS is on a transformation path, as illustrated by the rare access to some of these activities.
The reason as to why I'm doing this is because I love my country. My family is back at home, and with them being there back at home, I ensure that they are safe by making sure that the enemy does not infiltrate. Borderline is just about 15 kilometers from here. And if we cap them from this side, it means they will not reach back at our hometowns back in Nairobi or any of our villages back there.
Deep inside Boni Forest, the elite special operation group continues to battle terrorists and their networks. We traveled to the front line where the SOG unit confronts the Al-Shabaab terror menace. A military surveillance helicopter slices through the sky. Twin assault rifles mounted and men on board ready to strike with surgical precision. We are flying solo at times, the thicket under us within a touching distance to avoid detection just in case of any attack. Above the dense thicket of Boni Forest, aboard this chopper, eyes scan the ground, targeting threats before they strike. Beneath lies one of the many operating bases, deep in enemy-prone territory. Many officers paid the ultimate price here. This is a war fought not just with bullets, but with information.
Definitely, whenever we go for these operations, once in a while, I can say very minimal times that we've lost on our side.
55 kilometers northeast, near the porous Kenya-Somalia border, is yet another FOB, or loosely translated to Forward Operating Base. Built for offense, it guards vital maritime and land corridors, the front line against Al-Shabaab incursions.
Wakati nilikuja hapa from Ishakani mpaka Raskamboni, kulikuwa no go zone, hakukuwa na barabara haipitiki, kulikuwa ni mguu, ID, ambush, kila kitu kilikuwa kinafanyika pale. Locals wakama hiyo barabara kabisa. Wakati tulifika hapa, tulianza na hii barabara ya Ishakani, tuka make sure it's on.
To the south, a mere 100 meters from here, is another critical outpost, mirrors the same mission, deny enemy a way in.
Rest of the team, confirm copied, over.
3 years ago, Raskamboni, tens of kilometers inside Somalia, was under the firm grip of Al-Shabaab. Today, through Kenyan and Jubaland collaboration, the tide has turned.
Tunasimama kati ya border ya Kenya na Somalia. Hapo ni amani, tunafanya amani pamoja. Hakuna shida yoyote.
The base stands as a symbol of reclamation and resilience. At the Raskamboni line, Kenya and Jubaland operate shoulder to shoulder. Security is tight, infiltration minimal. Freedom is visible again. Somali women cross to Kenya for firewood, unafraid.
Kupata information ya adui ni vile vile pia tunaenda kuchukua hatua hapa. Natarajia tutafanya vizuri kushinda vile saitu.
This is the borderline between Kenya and Somalia, a porous border where Al-Shabaab militants used to come, infiltrate and then leave. The introduction of SOG has made it easy for Raskamboni to be safe.
Inside the labyrinth of Boni, Masalani, a new emerging playground for security agencies. It controls several operational zones, 4 marked as high-risk areas, including Bilarama, 36 kilometers from the post, where militants nest and IED threats looms large.
Nimetoka Lamu naelekea Mombasa.
Masalani is no random dot. It safeguards the Lapset corridor and the key KDF positions. The main supply route, the artery of logistics, cuts through here. Without Masalani, the heart could stop. Despite murmurs from a section of political class, the locals here have welcomed this new strategic frontier that is opening the north to the rest of the country.
Wamefanya kazi kubwa ya kuosha msitu. Hakuna kazi ngumu kama kuosha msitu, kuondosha uchafu ule uko kule, kwa sababu majangili wanajificha msituni. Wamejificha na wametolewa, wameisha. Sisi tunakaa salama salmini.
Watu manyumba zilikuwa zinachomwa, watu wanachinjwa usiku kama nini.
Tunaona fueni, manake chakula ni kama tulikuwa tunakula msituni na watu wanachinjwa, hatuna raha. Lakini tangu hawa hostage wakuje, tumepata usalama, tunakula chakula kwa nyumba. Watoto tulikuwa tunaishi nao kwa msitu. Ikifika saa kama hizi, basi ushapika chai na ukimbie nao kwa msitu, kunywa kwa msitu. Huwezi kunywa kwa nyumba.
Human intelligence is the lifeblood. Embedded agents mingle with communities, decoding whispers before they become war cries.
We are able to interact with the community very well, and that's why we get first-hand information.
Kwa hiyo kasi kuna makambi tumepiga, makambi kadhaa, tumepiga Al-Shabaab, tumeua, tumerecover bunduki, items tumerecover, ma-ID, tumeneutralize magari zao.
To the north there is Holugo, Titas on the razor's edge. Just 17 kilometers from the border, a zone once deemed impassable. Now with military-grade rehabilitation, roads are back, and so is trust.
The biggest challenge we have is that Boni Forest is quite vast, and we have on the other side, being that we are very close to the border, the enemy's tactics keep on changing.
The most memorable one is where I lost my buddies, my very close buddies. One of them died while I was holding him. He was having a gunshot wound on his chest and at the same time on his legs. We tried to curb the bleeding, but it was his day.
Meet the youngest officer in this elite SOG squad, just 23 years.
It will motivate me. I'm fighting for my country. Now, because I'm here, my Kenyan citizens are safe. I'm sure of what I'm doing. Now, the training itself ilinionyesha chenye nitakuwa nafanya kwa ground. So that's why lot of battles zinaendanga mostly ni kufuata adui na kupatana na adui na kuneutralize adui.
Na miaka ile nimeishi hapa, wakati ule nilikuja, tulikuwa na shida nyingi sana. Tulikuwa tukilima tunalala kwa mahindi. Hatungelala kwa nyumba, kwa sababu unaweza ukakutwa uuliwe. Haujui ni nani amekuua. Wala watu ukikutwa kama sasa na uko kwa mahindi, uko huku peke yako na wenye kuua wakuue na waende, utajulikana. Lakini wakati ule tulikaa tukaletewa SGU. Tulifurahi sana kwa sababu alituambia wamekuja kutufanyia kazi.
For 3 years straight, zero infiltration. Kenya's strategy is simple. Take the war to the enemy before the enemy brings it home.
What Kenyans should know is that we are all doing this for them. They should remove that picture of us not being concerned of them. We are very much concerned of them, and it is not easy. It is not easy here. So the only thing that we need from them is prayers and constant thoughts that we are there for them.
At the core is the Intelligence Operation Center, the Vanguard. Here, data turns to direction, plans take shape, and field units deploy. The mission: disrupt terror networks, shut down illegal trade, recover weapons, and win. Since its inception, the operation has seized 377 firearms, from M6 to AK-47s, FN rifles to bomb-making kits. Each piece is a battle won before it's ever fought. Hundreds of kilometers away from the various forward operating bases, the country's two cities, Nairobi and Mombasa, which have borne the brand of Al-Shabaab attacks, are now enjoying relative peace and security. Not a single incident reported in the two cities, 2.5 years now, and running. For now, training and surveillance goes on under the watchful eyes of hundreds of operatives span across the breadth and width of the expansive Kenyan landscape.
The National Intelligence Service collects, analyzes, and acts on intelligence. The reason why the young men and women in this SOG operate under strict instructions to make sure they neutralize all the threats of Al-Shabaab. Ode Francis, Citizen TV, NIS Training Ground.